And if Spa wasn't hard enough, then perhaps a sprinkling of snow should help. That's right, back in 2019 the WEC hosted one of the most spectacular races, featuring all 4 seasons during the 6-hour race. Do you think we can survive?
Lights go green, we're away. Number 7 Toyota, Mike Conway leads down into the first corner. The Racing Team Netherlands yellow car on the grass on the inside gear of Vandergaard are trying to pick up place.
Well, here we are then, for what should be a very tricky but fun race. I was lucky enough to actually be at this event, which is the 6 Hours of Spa back in 2019, which was on the 4th of May, which the only significance of that is that it doesn't tend to snow in May because you're so far through the season, but at Spa anything can happen, especially in the Ardennes forest. So here we are, we're in the Ford GT, because any opportunity to drive a Ford GT, I think I'll take it, especially in this really, really competitive GTE era. So you've got the old Aston Martin Vantage ahead of us, one of the sort of last great sounding GTE cars. I mean, that thunderous V8 as we accidentally went into the side of him, as the track is already starting to get nice and greasy. As if you look at the full highlight, there is a highlights, but also the full race, this full 6 hours, is actually on YouTube if you want to go watch it. Where it did start in dry conditions. When we turned up to the circuit in the morning, it did look like what it looks like now. There was snow on the grass. It was very picturesque, but by the time the race started, it had all melted. But that didn't stop the snow coming back, because it snowed several times during that race, as I remember, because I had packed for what the weather was, I think, either the previous year or 2 years before, which was 30-degree heat wave. I was not expecting it to be, well, yeah, it was single digits, so I was absolutely freezing. I was having a very good battle with this GT AM car. We did start at the back of the GT field, which was split into GT AM, GT Pro. As we're in the full GT, we are GT Pro, so we do have some moves to make. But these GTM cars aren't no slouches. They're just as quick. You can't really differentiate on Assetto Corsa. They are all the same speed. But this should be a very, very competitive race, and it was the super season, so it started in 2018 and it started at Spa, and then Le Mans, and then it basically did an entire WC season, and then it started again, Spa, Le Mans, and then it finished in 2019 at Le Mans, which was sort of, they did a winter series because it was sort of the beginning of the end really for the LMP1 cars. I think there's a few off to the side there. Yeah, sort of Porsche had left the year before, and Audi had left the year before that. So it was really just Toyota, the only manufacturer. He had the Rebellion cars, which are always my favourite. Again, I like an underdog. So we make a nice move on the factory Porsche there. Hopefully we can keep it around the outside. I think we've done it. Although we go wide, we have to be really careful because those white lines are incredibly slippery as the Aston sneaks right back through. Can we pop it down the inside? I have to play it it's so greasy, even on wet tyres. I've given everyone the chance and just started everyone on wet tyres, even though it was dryish to start with, but it just saves anyone going off, and it keeps the racing nice and close. Now I'm going to make my way back by that Aston. Those Astons were pretty quick. I mean, like I said, they were the last best sounding Astons. The neon well, they sound like this Ford GT, it's a V6. I mean, inside of the car it doesn't sound so bad, but I think on the outside it just sounds a bit dull. It looks great though, but the soundtrack doesn't quite match. But yes, we were saying it was the beginning of the end of the Le Mans prototypes, LMP1s. Yeah, so you only had Toyota, and then you had Rebellion, ByKolles Racing, which they never really did anything, unfortunately. Oh god, he's there. Oh, on the curb. No, sideways. Oh god. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what noises came out there, but that was panic, pure panic. Right, they braked very early as the sun is starting to come back out. I don't think we had. I think it was just slight graze against the Ferrari, but we'll let him. I was gonna say let him through, but where's he gone? Never mind, he's behind us. Right. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, ByKolles that unfortunately didn't really do anything. You did have the Ginettas, which were in 2018. Well, I think I might have actually included them in this race anyway, because there aren't many LMP1 cars. But they were great looking cars. Unfortunately, I don't think they ever raced. They did a couple of practices, and then I think it's financial troubles ended it, unfortunately. And then you had the S&P Racing BR engineering cars. I think they were supposed to be a Dragon Speed one, as I found a normal work again, but I'd like to brush with the barrier on the same side as the Ferrari, so I need to equal it out on. No, I don't. I need to just keep it on the tarmac. Yes, it was supposed to be a Dragon Speed one, I think, but that never materialised, I don't think. But yeah, that was the end of the one prototype. There's another 2 years technically, 2018 to 2019 super season, and 2019 to 2020 super season. Before then, 2021, when the first hypercar showed up. I forgot what they're called then, hypercars, and. Yeah, I guess it wasn't too long before the GTE class finished either. When GT3's coming, that was fairly recent, wasn't it? But that was still just as strong. I say it's Aston had revealed their new Vantage. As well as Ferrari had their new 488 out as well, so it was sort of the next generation of GTE cars. Unfortunately, BMW with their M8s, weren't they? They just didn't really do anything. Sort of another period where the Beamer make a GT car, it sort of doesn't really do anything for a couple of seasons, then it just sort of disappears. Out of the WEC anyway, they tend to stick with America. But they have quite a lot of success in America, so I don't blame them. Well, they've had quite a lot of success in Europe as well. At the Spa 24-hour and the Nürburgring 24-hour. Just Le Mans, they've had one win to the name. Which is a bit quite surprising, seeing as they've racked up nearly 40 24-hour wins, and Le Mans they've only account for one. But yeah, I don't know if this was the last season of the Ford GT or penultimate season for the Ford GT. Yeah, it was certainly the and also the reason why it was such a great peak of GTE, because of the GT AMs as well, the amateur drivers. There was just as many AM cars as there were pro cars, which really mixes things up. But unfortunately, that's all sort of. I don't know if it's come to an end now. It's sort of. I'd say it's definitely manufacturer dominated. Although they all sort of run by customer teams, really, isn't it? It's Nancy run Porsche and WEC at the moment. Ferrari, it's always been A, of course. And BMW is WRT. I guess it's just. I don't know. I'd say it's sort of. You can't really say it's manufacturer or privateer because it's sort of a customer team running the manufacturer team, which I think is great. I think it's good for the. Say it's good for teams like WRT or A, of course, or Manthey or Manthey. No, Manthey, isn't it? Manthey's something else. But yeah, I hope. As we nudge the Ferrari there out the way, so we try and claw back to where we were before. A couple of cars in front of us. Take a rouge nice and easy and rally on, avoiding those white lines because they will take you off wherever you are on the circuit. As it cleared up once again, as it did during the race, it was on and off, and the only thing to keep you warm. The Juplers? Is that the beer? The Belgian beer that they served? Well, it was at the bar at the top of Eau Rouge, but obviously that's gone now because of that giant grandstand that's there. I hadn't thought of that. I say I think 2019 was the last time I went. I've always been meaning to go back. I very much like to go back this year to watch the hypercars. We get a double move done. Although then we go straight off. I think I can feel these wet tyres going off, and I think I might be struggling a bit. Although Aston has shot off. I don't know how many laps left we've got, but I'm pretty sure it will start raining again at some point. Should we try and gain as many positions? I haven't seen my teammate, so I reckon I'm probably about 5th. I reckon there's another Beamer and the other Aston. But he's gone. Where did that turn of speed come from? He was messing around with the other two, and now he's. I've got to take it so carefully because it's so twitchy. If I go off, just try and keep it straight. I know I'll get a penalty for that, but. Oh wait, it's sim racing. I get to choose. Let's start a very wet lap of the circuit to Spa-Francorchamps.
Almost now want to switch the lights on in the commentary booth, literally in the last 5 minutes. Not figuratively, literally in the last 5 minutes. It's gone from being bright sunshine to really quite dark down the pit straight. Looking here at Ford versus Aston Martin. The position changes hands once more. And Pat Lindsay on the curbs comes back underneath. Through goes the MR Racing Ferrari. That's the stopper in the bottle there. And it clears and allows through the Rebellion. That's the number 1 car of Lotterer. And Pierre Thirier in the Ginetta Alpine. That's 5th and 6th overall. 0.3 of a second apart.
Lindsay definitely played a really good game there, and especially coming out at this point where he was able to sneak down the inside and hold it.
Right, so he's had somebody run into the back of him, you'd assume then. He's down to third place, and Alessandro Pierguidi in fourth, trying to catch and pass Richard Leeds in front, and this will put Ferrari from 9th and 10th on the grid back up into second and third. At the moment they're second and fourth behind of Alex Lynn. Number 4 ByKolles car returns to the pit lane with problems. Number 17 car, after losing its wheel, is still circulating. So far we have had no retirements from the race, despite a couple of incidents for the 88 Porsche, the 17 car which lost a wheel, and the number 4 car which got quite heavily damaged in a lapping accident.
Can't see a change of position for 9th overall. Job Vanuta, who's been catching Hope in Tung for 7th, is now under pressure, about to be passed by the second of the S&P racing cars, the recovering number 17 from Igor Aruchev.
Yeah, Aruchev with that who lost a wheel, now going back past. Meanwhile, 95 versus 82. This is the battle for 6th in the Pro class. Marco Sorensen in the line, Aston Martin ahead of Augusto Farfus. Through goes the number 1 Rebellion, number 3 Rebellion in fact, and as they climb out of Radion and up the Kemmel Straight, the BMW here now with the advantage. He's in the tow, it's got better top end speed. How close will we get? Racing Team Netherlands and SMP just in front. Racing Team Netherlands, your boy Van Uyten is still in front, but here again Marco Sorensen clings on.
So the sky's definitely got dark again. We are kind of maintaining our gap to the Aston, but we're not gaining either. He's not losing us. He's much faster in the middle sector than we are. I think I've got the straight line advantage as well. I'm only just hitting over 150 at the end of the Kemmel Straight, so the rain really does slow you down. Yeah, I certainly think Spa is certainly one of those circuits that is required to stay on the WEC calendar and for the F1 calendar. For that. On that note, I think it's just one of those iconic circuits you can't get rid of. And also for the WEC, because it's ever since it really started, it's sort of been the sort of benchmark or the precursor to Le Mans. It's always been Le Mans as the race after, and Spa's been the race before Le Mans. So it's always a good sense of what to expect, and also it's a good test for the teams as well, because you've got the long Kemmel Straight and the run through Longchamp. There aren't many other circuits we really get to test that sort of low aero, high speed that you need. So once again, the sun comes out now, but these tyres are very much spent. I don't think I'll be able to catch this Aston. As I've forgotten to map my wipe button once again, so I'm just going to burn it out. But no matter, I think this is... Oh, goodness. Okay, let's not bin it on the last... Oh, I can see I think there must be an LMP1 car coming up behind me. Is that a BR... Yeah, is it a BR engineering car? I don't know if that's first or not. I think it is. So he's going to... Oh, he's finished the race. I'm a lap down, so that's it. That's my race finished. Oh, if I knew that, I probably would have defended and had another lap. Oh, never mind. Well, that's it from me, I guess. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I will catch you in the next video.